If standing up from your chair takes 2 tries, your legs are not getting old. They are starving for the right food. Over my 3 decades in family medicine, I have sat across from thousands of seniors who believed their shaky knees and heavy, tired thighs were just an unavoidable part of aging. But that is a complete myth. Your legs are not giving out simply because another year has passed. They are struggling because the hidden biological signals inside your muscles have slowly turned off, and no one ever showed you how to turn them back on. Today, we are fixing that mistake. We are going to count down 6 everyday foods, ranked from deeply helpful to absolute game changers, that actively awaken dormant muscle tissue, rebuild lost leg strength, and bring back the steady, independent balance you thought was gone forever. Before we look at number 6, let me share a figure that every single person over 60 needs to hear. A massive medical study tracking over 4,000 seniors found that those who experienced significant muscle loss in their lower legs were more than twice as likely to suffer a fall that put them directly into a hospital room. That is the exact difference between walking out to your garden whenever you please and waiting for someone else to help you get out of bed. And the number 1 food on our list today is so inexpensive and common that you probably walked right past it in the grocery store yesterday. Yet, for nearly 50 years, old medical advice told you to avoid it. Today, modern science views it as a master key for aging muscles. Before we begin the countdown, leave a comment right now. Tell me your age and tell me what your legs had been making you feel lately. Are the stairs feeling steeper? Are your knees stiff in the morning? I read your comments personally, and your story might give another viewer the exact hope they need today. Let us start our countdown at number 6. Eggs. For decades, millions of adults were told that egg yolks were dangerous for their heart health. That single piece of advice has done immense damage to the leg strength of aging seniors. Eggs contain one of the highest natural concentrations of an essential amino acid called leucine. Think of leucine as the master ignition key for your muscles. As we pass 60, our muscles develop what scientists call anabolic resistance, meaning they become stubborn. They stop responding to regular protein signals. They need a louder, clearer signal to wake up and rebuild. Leucine is that loud signal. 2 simple eggs deliver enough leucine to trigger fresh muscle repair, even in highly resistant, aging leg muscles. But the real magic is in the yolk you were told to throw away. The yolk contains choline and cell-protecting fats that repair the thinning outer walls of your muscle cells. Removing the yolk is like trying to rebuild a house while tearing down the framing. A 72-year-old patient of mine, Dorothy, came to my clinic after 3 frightening near falls in her home. She had moved her bedding to the downstairs couch because she no longer trusted her legs on the stairs, and she had eaten only plain egg whites for over 10 years. We brought whole eggs back into her daily breakfast, cooked gently with a splash of olive oil. In less than 6 weeks, her leg confidence returned, and she was comfortably walking upstairs to sleep in her own bed every night. Eat 2 to 3 whole eggs daily, cooked over low heat, and pair them with a healthy fat like avocado or olive oil. Number 5 is a quiet powerhouse in senior nutrition. Sardines. The active components here are deep-sea omega-3 fats that act as an internal fire extinguisher for your joints and legs. As the years go by, the body naturally produces higher levels of silent, low-grade inflammation. Think of this like a tiny continuous flame burning inside your leg tissue, day in and day out. Over a decade, that quiet heat wears down muscle fibers, stiffens tendons, and slows down the nerve signals between your brain and your feet. Omega-3s help shut off that fuel supply. Major clinical trials show that older adults eating small fatty fish a few times a week experience measurable increases in lower body strength and far less joint stiffness. Plus, a single small can of sardines delivers a heavy dose of natural vitamin D3 and pure, easily absorbed calcium from the soft bones. A 69-year-old patient named Harold came to me with sharp night cramps in his calves and knees that felt like they were wrapped in heavy lead weights. His vitamin D levels were rock bottom. We added sardines packed in olive oil on whole grain toast 3 times a week. Within 10 weeks, those agonizing night cramps stopped entirely. His leg tightness vanished, and his walking pace became smooth and effortless again. Enjoy sardines 2 to 3 times a week, and always choose versions packed in olive oil. And if sardines are not your favorite, canned salmon or tuna work just as well with the same results. Number 4 is a food almost entirely ignored when discussing leg strength: sweet potatoes. Most people think building strong legs is only about eating protein. But relying on protein without essential mineral support is like hiring a team of bricklayers without giving them any mortar. Sweet potatoes deliver that mortar. One medium baked sweet potato delivers over 500 milligrams of potassium. Potassium is the spark plug for every muscle contraction in your body. Every time your thigh fires to lift you out of a chair or your calf pushes off the pavement, potassium makes it happen. When potassium runs low, which happens silently in most seniors, your legs feel heavy, sluggish, and physically incapable of generating power. Sweet potatoes are also loaded with beta-carotene, an antioxidant that shields your muscle fibers from everyday wear and tear. Think of it as a rust prevention coating for your moving joints. A retired driver named Vernon came to see me because his legs would shake uncontrollably whenever he stood still in a store line for more than 2 minutes. It was embarrassing for him, and his diet had 0 potassium-rich foods. We added 1 baked sweet potato to his midday meal 5 days a week. 8 weeks later, the shaking was completely gone. He stood comfortably in a busy hardware store line for 20 minutes without a single tremor. Bake your sweet potatoes in the oven rather than boiling them, because boiling drains all that precious potassium straight down the sink. Before we move to number 3, if this information is opening your eyes today, please click that like button right now. It costs nothing, but it helps the algorithm show this video to another senior who might be struggling with their mobility in silence. And if you have not subscribed yet, join our community today. Every week, I share clear, evidence-based tools to keep you strong, active, and fully independent. Number 3 is full-fat plain Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt is one of the most underutilized muscle-rebuilding foods available to seniors. 1 single cup provides nearly 20 grams of pure, highly absorbable protein packed with essential branch-chain amino acids that go straight into repairing worn muscle tissue. But the most extraordinary benefit comes from something scientists call the gut-muscle axis. Medical research from leading universities has confirmed that the health and diversity of your stomach bacteria directly determine your muscle quality, your hand grip strength, and how fast you can walk. Your gut does not just digest food. It acts as a gatekeeper, deciding how much muscle-building fuel your legs actually receive. As we age, our gut environment slows down. Probiotic-rich foods like plain Greek yogurt restore that inner balance so your body can actually use the nutrients you eat. A 70-year-old patient named Lorraine had been drinking expensive commercial protein powders for 2 years with 0 improvement in her leg power. Her gut microbiome was completely depleted. We swapped those artificial powders for 2 cups of plain, full-fat Greek yogurt daily. Within 12 weeks, her physical therapist was amazed as her leg press strength jumped by nearly 30%. Enjoy plain Greek yogurt within 40 minutes of your daily walk or light exercise. And always avoid low-fat versions that replace healthy fats with muscle-damaging sugars. However, if you are managing blood sugar, check with your doctor before switching to full-fat versions. Number 2 is a food that takes almost everyone by surprise: beets. Beets may not look like a traditional strength food, but the science behind them is incredible. Beets are packed with natural dietary nitrates. When you consume them, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, a compound that instantly expands tight blood vessels and surges a fresh wave of oxygen and nutrients directly into your legs. A groundbreaking study found that older adults who consumed beet juice before moderate walking showed a 38% increase in blood flow to the exact areas of the brain that control motor movement and balance. That means beets do not just feed your leg muscles, they sharpen the nerve communication between your brain and your feet. If you ever feel clumsy, unsteady, or worried about catching your footing, this is life-changing. A 67-year-old woman named Sylvia came to my office after 2 specialists told her that her chronic leg fatigue and loss of balance were just part of getting older. She had already bought a rolling walker online out of fear. We added 2 roasted beets to her meals 4 days a week alongside a short daily walk. Within 14 weeks, she canceled the walker entirely and was back in her backyard garden, standing up easily and tending her plants. Simply roast them in the oven with a drizzle of olive oil, easiest way to enjoy them. Avoid long boiling times that wash away those powerful nitrates. Now we have arrived at our #1 most protective food for aging muscle tissue and lifelong independence: extra virgin olive oil. High-quality extra virgin olive oil contains a rare natural compound called oleocanthal, which works inside your body to cool down joint and muscle inflammation naturally. But its effect on muscle retention is where it truly shines. A major multi-year European clinical study following hundreds of seniors found that those who consumed extra virgin olive oil daily had a dramatically lower rate of muscle wasting and weakness compared to those who rarely used it. The natural polyphenols in fresh olive oil directly activate the master switch inside your cells that controls muscle building and repair. After 70, your body loses nearly 40% of its natural muscle building efficiency. Fresh extra virgin olive oil helps restore that lost signal, telling your body to retain its strength even when you are resting. A 79-year-old retired coach named Arthur came to see me because he could no longer walk a single block without his legs feeling utterly exhausted. He had strictly avoided all dietary fats for over 25 years. We introduced extra virgin olive oil into his daily meals, drizzled over his eggs in the morning and over his vegetables at night. At 8 weeks, he walked 3 full blocks without stopping. At 16 weeks, he was back walking light laps at his local track, feeling steady, strong, and energized. Start with just 1 tablespoon daily and build up gradually. Even 1 tablespoon delivers powerful benefits. Always purchase extra virgin olive oil in dark glass bottles with a clear harvest date, because fresh olive oil is true biological medicine. Before you go today, please keep in mind that while I share these practical insights from my many years in clinical medicine, this video is strictly for educational purposes and does not replace individual medical advice from your personal physician. Always listen to your body and check in with your healthcare provider before starting any new dietary routine. You were not meant to live your golden years feeling hesitant, fearful, or trapped by weak legs. Your muscle tissue retains an amazing capacity to rebuild and restore itself no matter your age. Your body is simply waiting for the right building materials. Start adding these real whole foods to your table today. Stay consistent and take back control of your movement. Subscribe to stay connected. Drop a comment letting me know which food you are starting with today. And remember, eat well, move daily, and keep living with confidence.